Arsenal beat Burnley 3-1 and are 1 point off the top. Jules, between this and Sevilla, Arteta's bounced back nicely after his Newcastle flip out.
Yeah, nicely. I mean, there's not much to say really about the performance. They were much better than Burnley. They could have scored more goals. Even if Raya made a good save, still at 0-0. They were always going to break the deadlock. I like to see. So, Leandro Trossard has scored. Hang on, I need to find the stat exactly.
All right.
So there's the 5 goals Trossard scored, all assisted by Bukayo Saka. That understanding
Fascinating.
is great. It's great. You're all about bonding and relationship between players.
I'm just happy that Arteta kept the spirit up and everything after slip out.
Of course. Tottenham lose again, Gabby. They score straight away against Wolves, but then concede twice in injury time. Is the Big Ange loving over?
No, not for me. No, look,
that's
I think we need to put this in a little bit of context, right? If you play the way they play, and ordinarily I would say, look, you score straight away, it should get easy for you, and you go and you manage the game. However, Wolves have played really well of late. They scored the Sarabia goal in injury time was really, really good.
Exceptional now.
But I think most of all, if you play the way Postecoglou plays, you need to have chemistry. People need to know each other, move around, especially defensively. 3 of that back 4 were either making their first start or their second start this season because of the absence of obviously Romero and Destiny were out, and Mickey van de Ven was injured.
Yeah.
So you had Dyer, Ben Davies, and
Emerson
coming in, and they really missed James Maddison. I mean, I'm sorry, he's not the same thing, right?
Yeah, but don't replace him by Højbjerg. Don't give me that midfield 3.
Because you would want Lo Celso.
Of course. Even if Lo Celso is not already 45 minutes.
Lo Celso a better fit. I agree with you.
Minutes.
I agree with you than Maddison, but then credit to Wolves for plugging at it, and they're in a good place right now.
Yeah.
Mohamed Salah scores twice, and Liverpool rolled to a 3-0 win over Brentford. Jules, you impressed?
Impressed.
Do you like the goal where you talking about goals earlier, headers where you don't need to jump?
Yeah.
He's just standing there.
Yeah, I mean, that one is the easiest one. What I like about the first one especially, Gabby, is that really Salah hadn't done much in the first 30 minutes of that game. And then when the ball gets to Darwin, and Brentford had maybe at fault a little bit, but just Salah is there aware, and I just find it amazing that he doesn't even need to get warmed up. The ball arrives, and this is it. It's at the back of the net. He's got this 15 home game in a row where he's scored or assisted. Only Shearer and Thierry have done better than that.
I'm starting to get on board with this Darwin Núñez thing. I think he's still horrendous to watch sometimes, but he works so hard, and he's getting so smart, and his chemistry with Salah is growing.
I agree.
Fun to watch.
Sticking with Liverpool, Gabby, Jurgen Klopp is upset that the big clash against Manchester City will be a lunchtime kickoff after the international break, so the Saturday 12:30 kickoff here in England. He said that those who do the scheduling don't feel football. Is he right? I think Liverpool are the team that have been kicked off the most at that time on the Saturday straight after international breaks in the last few years or so.
That's great. The reality is the people who do the scheduling are the broadcasters, and
they pick their games.
They pick their games, and they negotiate with the Premier League, and they have a certain method to do it. If you want to put a rider in there and say, each team can only do this many times, you can do that when you negotiate the contract. So what you do is you go to your boss, right? The guy who runs your club, Billy Hogan, Tom Warren, whatever, right? And you say, hey guys, when we go negotiate with the broadcasters and they give us all this money, let's make sure this doesn't happen, right? That's what you need to do. Otherwise, you know what it is. It's not about feeling football and emotion. These guys are running a business. Speaking of Newcastle, they lose 2-0 to Bournemouth, all down to the injuries, Jules?
Not all of it, Gabby. I mean, most of it, and they lost Almiron again. But I think it was still a competitive side. I know it's not ideal when you don't have Botman and when you don't have...
They played a guy in midfield they'd never heard of.
Louis Miley, but he's highly rated. Because a youngster that you've seen teams play youngsters before. You never heard of Rico Lewis when he started playing for...
Yes, but he wouldn't have... First of all, keep Manchester City's name out of your mouth.
No.
When you describe...
but Louis Miley is a very, very talented kid. One of the most talented kids in his age group in the whole of the country.
But if Tonali hadn't been suspended, if everybody had been fit, would he have started this game? No, it's still
But of course,
an
but
adjustment, right? When you are
Yeah.
forced to start somebody, just a talented youngster, rather than to bring him on at your own pace, at the pace that is right
of
for
course.
you,
Yeah,
makes
but
a difference.
there was not 11 Lewis Miley on the pitch either. The rest of the team, it was you as last
There was no
you
Sven
had Sharp,
Botman
you had
either.
Trippier.
There was no
you've
Isak either.
I know, but loads of teams have some injuries. I know they have more than others. I still think that the team that started, and although
Should have
Lewis
done
Hall,
better.
I don't understand. Yeah, no, I'm just saying they should have won the game. I'm just saying that in terms of what they offered, it should have been better. They had no intensity. They had no rhythm at all into the game, and maybe they were also tired. But it was just, I thought, surprising to me to see them having such an off day.
I think he played the same lineup for so long and got results and built chemistry, which is right. It's the right thing to do.
No, it's a fair
now
point.
They
That's
don't
a
have
good
that
point.
much time on the training pitch because they're in the Champions League as well, and whatever. The new guys come in, you lose some of that cohesion.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And after the game, Gabby, Kieran Trippier had a long and animated conversation with some of the Newcastle fans. What did you make of it?
I think, given your recent answer, should have been Kieran Trippier should have been talking to you.
Come, Kieran, come on the show. But no, but I know there's a lot of injuries, but there's teams with injuries that still do better than that. That was really bad.
Okay, first of all, I like it when players go and engage with the supporters and own it. I've always loved the way, teams in Italy do this. Bayern Munich do this. It's like you lose, you go under the ultras, not just to apologize, you've put in your effort, whatever. You take the applause and you take the criticism. I got no issue with what Kieran Trippier did. I do take issue with those in the media who, because we can't hear, we don't know who he's talking to, we don't know what they're saying, we're not sure what he's saying other than he's very animated.
But he said, have you seen all the injuries? Have you seen all the injuries?
Yeah, so he's mentioned something about injuries, but surely he's more than that. I like the fact he's sticking up for his teammates. I got no problem with this whatsoever, but I wouldn't read too much into it other than the fact that he's being accountable to fans, which is I wish more players would do.
Yeah. Brighton are held to a 1-1 draw at home by Sheffield United as Mahmoud Dahoud gets sent off. Gab, our boy Roberto Zerbi, was not happy with the referees at all.
Yeah, but I think we should be
was
very
brilliant.
clear on this because the quote made headlines,
Brilliant.
but he said this decision on Dahoud was correct.
Yeah.
100%.
He said in his time that would not have been a red card. He said now.
In his time, when these guys talk about it, you make it feel as if people went around with baseball bats clubbing each other.
It is a red card, but it's not really a red card.
But they asked him, he says, I don't like 80% of the referees. Which, you know what?
England, English referees.
In England, yeah. Well, they're not all English, he says, because, of course, Jared Gillette's not.
Yeah, only one.
But I don't mind the honesty. I don't mind the honesty.
His face when he said it. I love his face.
He's like, after he says it,
I don't like the attitudes. I don't.
I wonder if he regrets saying it. It's been a rough season.
One win in 7 or 8 in the league.
Well, and you can say that in the league, but then Thursday night in the Europa League. I know it's only Ajax, and I never thought I would say it's only Ajax.
It's a great win. It's a great win over there.
Aston Villa win their 13th home game in a row as they beat Fulham 3-1. The Emery bandwagon rolls on, and Villa and LME are fifth.
Fifth, just 2 points behind Spurs in fourth, by the way. Incredible.
But close to Manchester United with a Ten Hag man.
Yeah, Ten Hag is there too. In your back all the time. Good win, I guess. Maybe the goal they conceded when they were already 3-0 up might be a little bit better, I guess. But you can't.
I think Fulham are a good side. I think Fulham are a side that are better organized, that should be higher up the table than they are. So
yeah, it's not.
I don't think you take these wins for granted. No.
But they find a way, and McGinn was outstanding. So well done to them. 13. Can they? Now it's their level. They equal their record, their all-time club record. Is that right? From 1983. So they will have a chance to beat that, of course.